My dad loves to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. Oh man, y'all, this is unbelievable news here, right? Reports coming out that Daniel Dubois had a huge party at his house hours before the Usyk fight. Now, I'm not sure if he had anything to do with this party. I don't think so. But what they saying is that I guess he didn't know anyone at this party. It must have been his dad people. His dad could have cost him the Usyk fight, having this party, because they saying that Daniel Dubois had to leave his house and clear his head, you know, and that's not a good sign, right? That's a sign of frustration. He could have been panicking a little bit, right? Anxiety. He's going into this is basically the biggest heavyweight match, in the world right now. Going to fight undisputed, going to fight for undisputed. But check this out. They said his dad, so he leave his house. He leave his house. Whatever he was driving, he drives straight to the event in his car. You know, I don't know if he had anything, if like it was unprofessional. So he goes to the event by himself. What I'm seeing, right? What I'm reading. And then his dad bring 70 people, 50 to 70 people to the event and tell the security guard if they don't let all his entourage in, everybody in, that Daniel Duval would not be fighting. His son would not be fighting. You know. And this is this madness, right? Madness. Trying to use now that they trying to come up with some excuses. The team, we haven't heard anything from Daniel Duval. He probably feel like, you know, he probably blaming his dad deep inside somewhere. Like, because why did he have to leave his house, man? He had to leave his own house and he don't even know these people. It seemed like he wasn't in the mood for that. Like, he was probably thinking like my dad ain't even focused. You know? So his dad pop up and tell the security guard, if you don't let these people in, my posse, 70 people, he's not fighting. So I don't know what was on his dad's mind. Maybe his dad knew he wasn't going to beat Usyk anyways. You know? But that wasn't good, a good sign, and that wasn't professional for him to have to leave his house and drive to the event by himself. Didn't have the energy that he really needed from his team, the support. And I'm not saying that's why he lost, because I truly believe if they would have did it on a professional, point of view, if they would have did it on a professional point of view, he probably still would have lost to Usyk, you know. And If he couldn't stop Usyk, ain't no way he probably would have outboxed Usyk, you know. And I said in my last video about Usyk and Daniel Dubois, a lot of people thought Daniel Dubois was gonna win. Let me say that I was one of the person that was, rooting for him to win. I wanted him to win, younger generation, heavyweight types taking over or whatever. But I said that he can't be, I said that he can't be in there, he gotta, focus on Usyk because because Usyk can, bang too. Not only box, he can bang. You know, Usyk is carrying some unknown power people must have forgot about. I knew he had power years ago, like 5 years ago. And I know he can bang, and I kind of figured this was going to happen. He stopped him the first fight. Stop him the first fight. So maybe it was a low blow, the first fight, right? Because the reason why I say that is because you didn't do it again, Daniel Dubois. You didn't, Usyk didn't let you get off that whatever you did, whether it was clean or not. He didn't let you get it off in the rematch, and he didn't let you get it off after you did it in the first fight. He took it away from you, and that's pretty much what you have to do. He couldn't land, the way he wanted to on Usyk, you know. But I said it. I said, I didn't care who was gonna win. I'm a fan, more of a fan of Usyk than Daniel Dubois, but I was becoming a fan of Daniel Dubois, him being on the winning streak that he was that he was on and taking out the guys that he was taking out. I wouldn't say he quit in this rematch. I don't believe that he quit, but maybe the fight would have went different if he wouldn't went through what he was going through before the fight. People partying all at his house. He got to leave his house to clear his head, ride by himself in the car and all that. Just unbelievable. But let me get on to the next topic of this video, y'all. Just wanted to report that. Now, you got talks that it could be Usyk and Itauma soon here, right? Moses Itauma. So I'm thinking like, right, I've been looking at the heavyweight list. And I'm trying to find somebody that can beat Usyk, right? One of these heavyweights that can possibly beat him. And I haven't found nobody, you know? um, I was, I used to always think like how he'd do against like a Frank Sanchez, and then Frank Sanchez got beat by Ajik Cabial, right? Which that is a possible next opponent for Usyk as a Cabial, y'all. Possible opponent he might be fighting next, or Joseph Parker. Um, I believe that Joseph Parker do deserve a shot, right? Joseph Parker racking up the wins he's been racking up lately. Probably got about 6, 7 wins, something like that. Between 5 to 6 straight wins, something like that. Um, he deserves a shot, right? But Joseph Parker do have the skills. Him and Usyk could be probably a chess match. The thing is that they not what I've been seeing that the team Usyk is not really interested in this Joseph Parker fight. He's not. They feel like he's not a big draw. And like I said, it could be a boring heavyweight match. So somebody car alarm, whatever. But if he get the shot, he get the shot. I'd rather see, Usyk Adjikabiel. You know what I mean? Maybe Adjikabiel can go in there and put the pressure that, you know, you're supposed to be putting on Usyk, but sometimes that don't work. Like I said, this guy can bang. He got unknown power that he'll just bring out the woodwork from anywhere. And he preferred to box, but you get serious with him, he gonna lock down on you. He gonna lock down on you. Maybe a good match. Cabial and Usyk. Joseph Parker do deserve a shot. Um, I'm pretty sure Frank Warren gonna try to gun for that fight, but the thing is, they want to keep Usyk, in big fights, getting big paydays, y'all, getting big paydays. He just got a big payday with this rematch, like 100 million, versus Dubois. Got paid stupid in the Tyson Fury fights, both of them, and they want to keep him, in big fights. And Turkey, he want to make most of the time of Usyk soon, and this can be a money fight. This is a money fight, big fight.